So welcome back to the Discovery series, and today's 6 of part 1. Now you may have noticed that as we've been doing this noting technique over the last few days, you may have been almost exclusively noting thinking rather than feeling, even though part 1 is very much about focusing on the body and the physical sensations, that you have a greater tendency to get caught up or distracted by thought. Don't worry if that's the case, very, very common. But if that is the case and you're not having the opportunity to just rest the mind in a physical sensation and to note objectively, then it might be a good idea at some stage, and I'll give you a little prompt during the meditation, just to consciously bring your attention to a particular feeling in the body, just so that you have the opportunity to rest the mind with a physical sensation and to know what that means to just note it objectively, to create a bit of space between you and the feeling. So long term, I think that's a really useful, beneficial skill to have, and for sure it will help you further down the line with your meditation. So for now, as you just settle into your posture, just take a moment to be aware of the space around you in the room. A nice soft gaze as you take in a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just repeat that 3 or 4 times. And remember, just as we did in the take programs, remembering to breathe loud enough so that if somebody was sat next to you, they'd be able to hear you breathing. Just as you take those nice big deep breaths. And with the next out breath, just closing the eyes, just allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm now, in and out through the nose. Not trying to breathe in any special way. As you become more aware of the other physical senses, in particular the physical contact of the body on the chair and feet on the floor and the hands on the legs. More aware of sounds. And then bringing the attention back to the body. Just taking a moment to notice how you actually feel today. So whether there's a feeling of energy and lightness in the body, or perhaps tiredness and heaviness. But of course the best way to get a really clear idea of how the body feels is just to scan down from head to toe, just building up a picture of how the different parts of the body feel right now. At the same time, becoming aware of your mood, the emotional quality of the mind today. So without any judgment analysis, not needing to think about the origin of the mood, just becoming aware of how you feel right now. Just pausing to make sure that your motivation is in line with the very idea of this exercise. Knowing that it's not about trying to stop thoughts or to get rid of feelings, but rather allowing the body and mind to unwind. Just remembering the impact that has, the potential it has for benefiting people around you as well, the people you come into contact with throughout the day. And as always, just reminding yourself that there's really nothing for you to do. There's no effort required here. We're not trying to direct the mind too strongly. Just this very subtle, gentle focus, just settling the attention on the breath. And as you become more aware of the breath, just starting to notice now where in the body you feel that movement. Not trying to breathe in a special way, but just noticing the rhythm of each breath. And then just starting to count the breaths as they pass, just to help maintain that focus. Remembering all you have to do is to just lightly note thinking or feeling when you've been distracted. And if it's feeling, to just rest the mind in that feeling. And to then note in just the same way, very objectively, very gently, the nature of that feeling. Whether it's tightness, looseness, movement, stillness. Just to note it and then gently bring the attention back to the breath again. So just continue in that way now. So as you're following the breath in that way, or as you're resting with the feeling in that way, just remembering that if you haven't yet had the opportunity to rest the mind in a physical feeling, to focus your attention on a physical feeling in this exercise, right now just shift your attention to a particular part of the body. There might be a particularly strong feeling somewhere. If not, just choose any part of the body and just focus your attention there. And as you focus your attention, just starting to notice the nature of that feeling. It might be the tension, the temperature, the movement, anything at all. But as soon as you identify the nature of it, just noting it, just giving it a name, and then letting it go and bringing your attention back to the breath again. So only trying that if you've not yet had the opportunity to focus on the feeling in that way. Otherwise, just continuing as you were before. And now just letting the mind go. No effort required. Just letting it do whatever it wants to do. And then bringing the attention back to the body, back to that feeling of weight in the body. Bringing the attention to those points of contact, the body on the chair, the feet on the floor, and the hands on the legs. And re-engaging the other senses as you become more aware of the sounds around you. Any strong smells. And then in your own time, just gently opening the eyes. Taking the time to just notice how you're feeling, having taken that time out. And again, just being clear about the intention, the motivation to carry that feeling with you of calm and clarity throughout the day. But right now you can just sit back in the chair, just enjoy that feeling of having taken a bit of time out. And as you go through your day-to-day, remembering that now you have these different sort of things to work with as you go through the day, or to play with as you go through the day. On the one hand, remembering to be more aware of your physical body, of your posture, and of moving from one position to the next. The idea behind it, remember, is that the more you can be in your body, the less you will be in your mind, the less you'll be caught up in thinking, the less busy the mind will be. On the other hand, you have this opportunity to just catch yourself when you realize you've been swept away by either thinking or by feeling, by a physical sensation. And in that moment, to just gently, very objectively, just to note it as thinking or feeling, and then to bring the attention back to whatever it is you're doing. In that way, being present 100% in the here and now.